Ever feel like you're always trying to be more effective,
Yeah.
but you kind of lost the instruction manual somewhere along the way?
Totally.
Well, today we are cracking open one of the most famous self-help books ever.
Yeah.
Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective People.
It's a classic for a reason,
For
right?
sure.
Covey's not just like giving you a to-do list.
Right.
He's talking about a total mind shift.
Okay.
We're shifting gears from like those surface level personality tweaks to building like rock solid character.
It's like building a house, right? You
Yeah.
need that strong foundation
Yeah.
before you start hanging the fancy curtains.
Absolutely.
And those 7 habits are the foundation.
They are.
Yeah.
But we're breaking it down into bite-sized pieces for you today.
Nice.
With this awesome summary and analysis we have,
Perfect.
all the good stuff,
Yeah.
none of the heavy lifting.
Oh, trust me, that book could build some serious biceps.
I bet.
But
That's because Covey gets deep, right?
Yeah.
Starting with this idea that how we see the world is absolutely crucial
Okay.
to how effective we are.
Okay, let's unpack that a little bit.
Okay.
Covey talks about paradigms, right? What does that even mean?
So basically paradigms, they're like your personal operating system.
Okay.
It's the lens you see the world through.
Uh-huh.
And Covey says that true change doesn't come from some like external magic trick.
Right.
It starts inside
Okay.
with those paradigms,
Okay.
those like deeply held beliefs we have.
So is this like when something bad happens?
yeah,
And you can either let it crush you
yeah,
or you can see it as a chance to learn?
totally.
Is that what shifting your paradigm's all about?
Exactly.
Okay.
It's about recognizing that you are not just a helpless bystander in your own life.
Right.
You have the power to choose your response, to
Hey.
be proactive.
Okay.
And guess what?
What?
That's #.
#1.
That makes total sense
Yeah,
because
yeah.
if you don't even believe you have control,
Yeah.
why even bother with any of the other habits?
Yeah. It's like trying to bake a cake without even turning the oven on.
It's the foundation for everything else.
Right.
And once you've got that proactive mindset,
Okay.
then you can start thinking about those long-term goals.
Yeah.
And that, my friend,
I'll
is
take
where
both.
begin with the end in mind comes in.
Okay. I have to admit, I kind of love the drama of this one.
Right.
Covey wants us to picture our own funeral,
Mm,
right?
yeah,
Talk about a wake-up call.
it is.
To focus on what really matters.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's morbid, but incredibly effective.
Right.
Because when you imagine how you want to be remembered,
Yeah.
it cuts through all the fluff.
Right.
You connect with your core values.
Okay.
What kind of person do you want to be?
Uh-huh.
What do you want to leave behind?
Yeah.
Those answers become your guiding stars.
It's so easy to get swept up in the day-to-day
Oh, tell me about it.
and lose sight of the bigger picture.
Yeah.
So Covey's not just saying have goals.
No,
He's saying prioritize based on what those goals actually mean for your life,
exactly.
not just what's screaming for your attention this second.
Absolutely.
Right.
He even gives us a tool for this.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, the time management matrix.
Okay.
You basically categorize your tasks
Oh.
based on how urgent and important they are.
Wait, is this where that whole quadrant 2 thing comes from?
Yes,
I've heard that tossed around,
you got it.
but I never really knew what it meant.
So quadrant 2,
Okay.
it's all about focusing on things that are important but not urgent.
Okay.
We're talking long-term planning,
Right.
building relationships, even just taking care of yourself.
Yeah.
Sadly, this stuff often gets pushed aside
Yeah.
because it doesn't feel as urgent
Right.
as, say,
Right.
answering a million emails.
Which is so backwards.
It is.
You can feel really productive just churning through urgent tasks.
You can.
But are those actually moving the needle
That's the question.
on what really matters?
Yeah, Covey wants us to ask that. Exactly.
And that's the power of those first 3 habits.
It is.
They're all about mastering yourself
Yes.
before trying to master the world.
Right.
Taking control of your choices.
Yeah.
Getting crystal clear on those goals. And managing your time like the precious resource it is.
It's true.
So we've laid the groundwork for private victory, those
Oh.
inner wins.
Yeah.
But then Covey takes it a step further
He does.
with public victories, right?
Public victories.
Sounds a little intense when you put it like that.
Don't worry. It's not about launching a political campaign,
Okay.
but it is about recognizing that we don't exist in a vacuum.
Right.
Our relationships with other people
Yeah.
are a huge part of how effective we are in life,
For sure.
for better or for worse.
Okay, so it's like you've leveled up your own operating system.
Yeah.
Now how do you interact with other systems?
You're catching on,
Okay.
and those public victory habits
Okay.
are all about creating win-win situations. truly understanding others
Okay.
and then finding ways to work together
Yeah.
where everyone benefits.
All right, let's break those down one by one.
Okay.
Think win-win.
Yeah,
Sounds pretty self-explanatory,
right.
but I'm guessing there's more to it than meets the eye.
Oh, you're right. It's not just about compromise.
Okay.
It's about this abundance mindset,
Okay.
believing there's enough out there
Okay.
for everyone to succeed,
Yeah.
and then actively seeking solutions that
Yeah.
reflect that.
I love that.
Right.
It's collaboration over competition.
Exactly.
So instead of approaching negotiations like a zero-sum game,
Yeah.
it's about finding ways for everyone to walk away,
Right.
feeling like they gained something.
You got it.
Right.
And that ties directly into the next habit.
Okay.
Seek first to understand,
Okay.
then to be understood.
Oh, that one really speaks to
It's
me.
a good one.
It is so easy to just be thinking about your own response
Yeah.
instead of truly listening to what the other person is saying.
Oh, absolutely.
Covey's saying we need to flip the script on that.
He is,
Yeah.
because when you genuinely understand where someone's coming from,
Right.
it builds trust.
Yes.
And you're way more likely to find solutions that
Right.
actually work for everyone involved.
Plus, doesn't it just feel better to be heard?
Oh, 100%.
Even if you don't agree with someone,
Yeah.
that effort to understand can make all the difference.
Huge difference.
For sure.
And when you have that foundation of understanding,
Yes.
that's where the magic of synergy comes in.
Okay, synergy can sound a little buzzwordy to me.
Right.
So help me out here.
I gotcha.
What's it actually mean in this context?
So Covey uses it to describe how amazing things happen
Okay.
when people with different strengths and viewpoints come together.
Right.
It's greater than just compromise.
Okay.
It's like 1 + 1 suddenly equals 3.
Okay, that clicks.
Yeah,
So it's not just meeting in the middle.
right.
It's using everyone's unique perspective
Yeah.
to create something even better than you could have imagined solo.
You got it.
Okay.
But to your point, it's not always easy.
Right.
Synergy takes trust,
Yeah.
open communication,
Uh-huh.
and a willingness to be challenged.
So it definitely sounds like it takes effort,
It does.
but if the payoff is that next level innovation,
Yeah,
I can see why Covey makes it a cornerstone habit.
absolutely.
So we've covered the first 6 habits,
Okay.
all about becoming more effective as individuals and in our relationships.
Yeah.
What's habit #7?
Well,
The
yeah,
grand finale.
habit #7 is the glue that holds it all together.
Okay.
Sharpen the saw.
Okay, sharpen the saw. That one's got me intrigued.
Yeah.
What exactly does that even mean?
Think of it this way.
Okay.
Imagine trying to cut down a tree with a dull saw.
Okay.
You might get there eventually,
Yeah,
but you're going to be exhausted,
for sure.
frustrated,
Right.
and probably missing a few fingers.
Ouch.
Yeah.
I can practically feel the blisters forming just thinking about it.
Yeah.
There's a reason lumberjacks take saw maintenance seriously.
Exactly.
Right.
But if you take the time to sharpen that saw,
Yeah.
the work becomes easier,
Okay.
faster,
Right.
and you actually enjoy the process more.
Right.
That's what Covey's talking about here.
So it's not about becoming some kind of productivity robot.
No.
It's about taking care of yourself
Yes.
so you can actually live a more fulfilling
Exactly.
and impactful life.
You nailed it.
Okay.
And Covey breaks down sharpening the saw
Yeah.
into 4 key dimensions:
Okay, hit me.
physical,
Okay.
mental,
Okay.
emotional, and spiritual.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm ready to upgrade my self-care routine.
Right.
Walk us through those dimensions.
Okay.
What does it actually look like to sharpen the saw in
Yeah.
each of these areas?
Let's start with the physical.
Okay.
Because that's usually the most straightforward.
Makes sense.
It's all about those like foundational habits. Moving your body regularly,
Right.
fueling it with good food,
Right.
and getting enough sleep.
Makes sense. You can't run on fumes
Nope.
and expect to be firing on all cylinders.
Exactly.
Oh, Yeah.
Got to take care of the physical.
So how about that mental dimension?
Okay.
What does sharpening your mind even look like?
So for Covey, this is all about becoming a lifelong learner.
Okay.
It's about reading,
Okay.
exploring new ideas,
Yeah.
having those thought-provoking conversations
Right.
that expand your perspective.
Right.
It's about staying curious.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's not just about being smart.
No.
It's about that constant desire to learn and grow,
Yes.
whether it's diving deep into a new subject
Uh-huh.
or just being open to different viewpoints.
Absolutely.
Right.
And it doesn't have to be formal education either.
Right.
Pick up a new hobby.
Yeah.
Learn a new skill.
Great.
Even just have a good chat with someone
Yeah.
who challenges your thinking. It's about keeping your mind flexible and engaged.
You know, this is making me realize I've let my mental saw get a little resty.
Yeah.
I've gotten so caught up in my routines. I
Yeah.
haven't ventured out to learn anything new in a while.
It happens.
Time to change that.
There you go.
Okay, what about the emotional dimension?
Oh,
That feels like a trickier one to sharpen.
you're right. Emotions can be complex.
Yes.
But Covey's focus here
Yeah.
is on building and maintaining
Okay.
strong, healthy relationships.
Okay.
It's about investing in connections
Yeah.
that fuel your well-being.
So it's not just about having a ton of friends.
Yeah.
Or being the life of the party.
Not necessarily.
Some of us are built for quality over quantity.
Exactly.
Right.
It's about those deep, meaningful relationships
Yes.
that bring joy,
Right.
support,
Yeah.
and even a little healthy friction
Yeah.
to challenge you to grow.
I was going to say.
Right. It's also about recognizing
Yeah.
when a relationship is draining your energy.
Oh, yeah.
And having the courage to create healthy boundaries.
That's such a good point.
Yeah.
It's easy to get caught up in people-pleasing
Right.
or feeling obligated to maintain relationships
Yeah.
that no longer serve us.
Absolutely.
Right. Covey's saying it's okay to prioritize your own well-being.
100%.
Right.
And that leads us to the final dimension of sharpening the saw,
Okay.
the spiritual.
Okay, I'll be honest. Spiritual can feel a little vague,
Yeah,
even intimidating sometimes.
I hear you.
What does that even mean in the context of effectiveness?
Yeah.
Does this involve chanting or something?
Not unless you find that helpful.
Okay.
Covey uses spiritual to describe connecting with something bigger than yourself.
Okay.
It's about aligning your actions
Yeah.
with your core values
Okay.
and finding that sense of purpose in life.
So it's not necessarily about religion,
Not necessarily.
although it could be for some people.
It could be.
Right.
For some, it's about connecting through their faith.
Right.
For others, it might be spending time in nature,
Yeah.
meditation, or even just losing yourself in creative pursuits.
Okay.
It's very personal.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's about finding what truly resonates with you.
Absolutely.
What makes you feel connected to something
Yes.
beyond the everyday grind.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And through that connection,
Yeah.
we often find our greatest inspiration,
Okay.
our deepest well of resilience.
That makes sense.
When you feel aligned with your values
Uh-huh.
and tapped into that bigger picture,
Yeah.
it empowers you to show up more authentically
Right.
and make a real impact in the world.
This whole sharpen the saw concept is so powerful.
It is.
It's like Covey's reminding us
Yeah.
that we can't just keep pushing and pushing
Like you care.
without taking the time to rest,
You need to rest.
recharge,
Yes.
and reconnect with what truly matters.
And that's what ultimately makes the 7 Habits so much more than just a self-help fad. It's not about checking things off a to-do list.
Right.
It's about cultivating a deeper sense of inner peace,
Okay.
fulfillment,
Right.
and effectiveness that spills over into every area of your life.
It's interesting how he brings it full circle.
He does.
We started with those personal paradigms,
Right.
and now we're ending on this deeply personal note
Yeah.
of self-renewal.
It's all connected.
Yeah.
You can't truly live those other habits,
Yeah.
those outward expressions of effectiveness,
Right.
if you're not taking care of the most important tool you have.
Which is yourself.
Yes.
Right.
It's like Covey's saying, here's how to be successful.
Right.
But none of it matters if you're running yourself ragged in the process.
That's such a refreshing perspective.
It is.
So many self-help books
I know.
just focus on achieving and doing more.
Yes.
But Covey's emphasizing
Yeah.
that true effectiveness is holistic.
Yes.
It's about aligning your actions with your values,
It is.
building meaningful relationships, and taking care of your well-being
Absolutely.
on every level.
100%.
Right.
He's not just giving us a set of rules to follow blindly.
Right.
He's offering a framework for living a more meaningful and fulfilling life
Yeah.
on your own terms.
And I think that's exactly why The 7 Habits
Yes.
has become such a timeless classic.
It is a classic
Right.
for a reason.
It's not just a book you read once and forget.
Nope.
It's a guidebook for life.
It is.
It's something you can keep coming back to
Absolutely.
as you evolve and grow.
So true.
So ever wrapping up this deep dive into The 7 Habits,
Okay.
what's one simple action step
Yeah.
that our listeners could take today
Okay.
to start putting these principles into practice?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
If I had to pick just one,
Yeah.
I'd say start with self-reflection.
Okay.
Take some time to really get clear on where you're at right now.
Okay.
What are your paradigms,
Uh-huh.
your values,
Yeah.
those big audacious goals you have for your life?
Yeah.
Then ask yourself,
Okay.
which of these habits can help bridge the gap
Right.
between where I am and where I want to be?
That's the beauty of a deep dive like this, right?
It is.
It's not about just giving you the answers.
Right.
It's about sparking those aha moments
Yeah.
and giving you the tools
Yes.
to create real change in your life.
Exactly.
It's like Covey's handing you a toolbox and saying,
Yeah.
all right, go build something amazing.
And that's what I love most about his work. He's not saying, here's the one right way to live.
Right.
He's empowering you to define success on your terms
Yes.
and then giving you a roadmap to get there.
It's so refreshing,
It is.
especially in the world of self-help,
I know, right?
where it can feel like there's only one right answer for everything.
Totally.
Covey's all about
Yeah.
those underlying principles,
Yes.
not some rigid set of rules.
He gives you the why behind the what.
Right.
So you can adapt those habits
Right.
to your own personality and values.
Yeah.
It's like he's saying, here are the universal principles of effectiveness.
Right.
Now go make them your own.
And that's where the real magic happens.
Right.
When you take these principles and apply them to your own unique situation.
Right.
That's when you see that lasting transformation.
Sure.
But let's be real.
Yeah.
It's not always easy, is it?
Definitely not.
Right.
Changing habits is hard work.
It is.
It takes time, effort,
Yep.
and a whole lot of honesty with yourself along the way.
Oh, yeah.
There are going to be days when you nail it
For sure.
and days when you totally faceplant.
Absolutely. And that's okay.
Covey even talks about that.
Does he?
Yeah, he says those setbacks aren't failures.
Right.
They're opportunities to learn and course correct.
There's that proactive mindset coming back around.
Right.
Instead of letting a setback derail you,
Yes.
you get to choose how you respond.
Exactly. You learn from it,
Right.
adjust, and keep moving forward.
It's about embracing the whole messy journey. You're not just fixating on the destination.
Such an important reminder.
No.
It's so easy to get caught up in that
Yeah.
I'll be happy when mentality. And
Yeah.
we forget to
Yeah,
find joy in the actual process of growing.
totally. And to give yourself grace when you stumble,
Oh, absolutely.
because we all stumble.
We all do.
We're all works in progress.
Every single day.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into the 7 habits,
Okay.
what's one simple action step
Yes.
our listeners could take today
Okay.
to start putting these principles into practice?
That's a great question.
What do you think?
If I had to pick just one,
Yeah.
I'd say start with self-reflection.
Okay.
Like, take some time to really get clear on where you're at right now.
Okay.
What are your paradigms,
Mhm.
your values,
Yeah.
those big audacious goals you have for your life?
Right.
And then ask yourself, which of these habits can help bridge the gap between where I am and where I want to be?
That's such a powerful starting point.
It is.
It's like Covey says,
Yeah.
it's hard to improve something you haven't first taken the time to understand.
So true.
Right.
Once you understand your own starting point,
Right.
those habits that really resonate will practically jump out at you.
Yeah.
You'll be drawn to the tools that are
Mhm.
the best fit for your journey.
And remember, you don't have to overhaul your entire life overnight.
No.
You don't have to tackle all 7 habits at once.
Yep.
Pick 1 or 2 that feel especially relevant right now
Yeah.
and start there.
Be patient.
Yeah.
Be consistent.
Right.
And celebrate those small wins along the way.
Absolutely.
Change takes time.
It does.
But with effort and a commitment to growth,
Yeah.
you can absolutely cultivate these habits.
Yeah.
And design a more effective and fulfilling life.
So well said. This has been such a rich and insightful conversation.
It has.
And I have to admit, I'm walking away feeling pretty inspired
Me too.
to revisit my own habits toolbox.
Yeah, it's amazing how these principles remain so relevant.
I know it's true.
Even decades after Covey first shared them with the world.
To our listeners, we hope this deep dive has sparked your curiosity
Yes.
and maybe even lit a fire to explore these habits further.
Remember, this is just the beginning.
Yeah.
The real work starts now as you take these principles
Right.
and make them your own.
So keep learning
Keep growing.
and keep striving to live a life
Yes.
that is both effective and deeply meaningful.
Beautifully said.
Well, that is all the time we have for today.
It is.
Thank you so much for joining us for this deep dive
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
into the 7 habits.
Until next time.
Be well, everyone.